Now, there is an update to this, but this article caught my attention. It says, child drag queens set to take the stage after short 9/11 remembrance. It says Sunday marks the 21st anniversary of the terrorist attack on September 11, 2001. One festival in Idaho could only devote 15 minutes to remembering the victims of this tragedy before launching into leftist propaganda. According to a website for the Boise Pride Festival, the 3-day event is scheduled for September 9th to the 11th in 2022. A schedule for Sunday's activities said the event would include a 15-minute 9/11 remembrance from 11:30 to 11:45 a.m. It is the shortest planned event for the entire day. The remembrance is set to be immediately followed by a 30-minute drag story time. After that, organizers planned a 30-minute dance party with Corvette Collective. An event guide described Corvette Collective as a vibrant force of empowered queers on a mission to spread radical self-expression via high-voltage dance experiences. The group has a page on Linktree with links to the National Bailout Fund, the Homeless Black Trans Women's Fund, and a petition to defund the police, which kind of surprises me. I thought they were done with the whole defund the police thing. But apparently that's only on a high political level because elections are almost here. It says, sadly, Corvette Collective was still not the most disturbing act scheduled for Sunday. Following the performance from this group of empowered queers, the Boise Pride Festival allotted 45 minutes for a performance from drag kids. You have watched the queens and kings, and now it's time to see the kids, the event guide said. A drag show like none other, the drag kids range from ages 11 to 18 and are ready to bring it all to the Boise Pride Festival stage. Come and cheer them on as they bring drag to the younger generation. But they're not trying to indoctrinate children, right? That's what they claim. But then they come up with this nonsense. It says, it is hard to describe just how evil promoting such a performance is. These are minors who are likely confused about their places in the world, and the Boise Pride Festival is encouraging adults to watch and cheer and these children perform in a sexualized show. Make no mistake, drag shows consist of much more than just cross-dressing. The performers are often dancing provocatively or in a sexual manner that is completely inappropriate for children. In a July interview with the Western Journal, clinical sexologist Dr. Ingrid Thrall said the sexual nature of drag shows made her question whether children should be attending them. It's not just a man dressing as a woman, Thrall said. It's a man dressing as a very sexualized woman. So in that sense, it kind of objectifies women, and it is sexual in nature. Thrall said she was not personally opposed to drag shows in general, but she did have concerns about the effects they could have on young people. I doubt that any parents would take a child to a strip club, Thrall said. Well, they already have. So I'm not at all opposed to the drag per se, but I am worried that that type of sexually explicit material for such a young child can change the trajectory of the child's perception of their own sexuality. And that's exactly what they want. The Boise Pride Festival is not only encouraging children to attend drag shows, but it is also encouraging them to perform in them. This is completely sick behavior, and no parent should allow their children to be subjected to it. The event scheduled to take place at the Boise Pride Festival would be inappropriate under any circumstances, but the fact that some of them are scheduled to take place on the anniversary of a national tragedy makes them even worse. The leftist organizers of the festival have made it clear the memories of 9/11 victims are not as important to them as their radical agenda. After all, why else would a performance by drag kids be 3 times as long as a remembrance ceremony for 9/11? The far left has proven they will use any and every resource at their disposal in order to push their deranged ideas. In the case of the Boise Pride Festival, even co-opting a national day of remembrance is not off limits. So I thought that was interesting. I'll put a link in the description if you want to read it. I also wanted to bring this to your attention too, and this has just been a couple hours ago. It's articles that the Drag Kids event has been canceled. So it says political pressure over Drag Kids event rocks Boise Pride. Boise Pride Festival drops children's drag show amid mounting pressure. As sponsors drop out, Boise Pride Festival drops Drag Kids event over safety. So I think that's mostly what it's about. Their sponsors are starting to drop out. And see, because I think Boise is like a all-American city. It's not, some high political place like New York City, Los Angeles, those kinds of places. You've got the majority rules kind of concept, because these people are up in arms over the Drag Kids show. The sponsors are pulling out, whereas the huge sponsors for these other major events that are in the bigger cities are actually supportive of this kind of nonsense going on. So they're going to put their money into it. And I think that's a good thing. That's what needs to happen, but that's usually not what does happen. As always, put your faith and trust in Jesus, repent of your sins, and have a blessed day.